Was it worth the price?
He's like, yep, it was worth the price. My brother is barbecue now, but it was worth the price. All hail King Aemon. Aemon One Eye, all hail. So that was a snippet from the latest episode of House of the Dragon. And, we finally get to see what happened to King Aegon here. He's basically barbecue. And, he was wearing that Valyrian steel armor, so it helped him a little bit. But when they, peel it off, the dude looks like a pizza underneath. It's really, really gross. So just be prepared for that when you watch the episode if you haven't seen it already, because it's really, really just pretty nasty. And you get to see his mom, Queen Alicent, look at as the maester's pulling it off of him, and she's asking him, "Is he gonna live?" And the maesters are like, "We'll do the best we can. We don't know. It's a very difficult situation." But that previous scene that I just showed with Aemon and Helena in the throne room, that was really cool. Helena looking really beautiful as usual. Aemon, looking at the throne, kind of reminds me of Daenerys, looking at the throne both in her dream and then when she finally does get the throne. Basically, it just shows that he's willing to do anything to get this throne, and he's just obsessed with this throne, which is a little bit different in the books. He has a little bit more respect for his brother in the books. In this, it seems that he's a lot more like Daemon, where he just really wants that throne. But even worse than Daemon, because Daemon wasn't willing to kill his brother to get the throne. But we get to see Aemon. Basically, what happens is he's not the king yet because Aegon is still alive, but he gets basically Ned Stark's position of protector of the realm. So he's kind of like the acting king, sort of, but he doesn't get the title. It's separate, just like protector of the realm, just like Ned Stark when Robert was killed by the boar but wasn't dead yet. And when he was away, because it was actually he was named protector of the realm when Robert went to go on the boar hunt. But we get to see Aegon here. He is alive. He is crisp. He is severely burnt. So you see Alicent here looking over him. And we also got to see this episode Caraxes, the bloodworm, which is just an awesome shot right here. It's a little blurry, but man, it is one of the coolest looking dragons. You gotta say, Daemon's got one of the coolest dragons ever, the bloodworm. And, he's threatening, I forget if it was the, which one is it? The Brackens? Or was the Blackwoods, one of them? Okay, one of those two that were fighting. He's got one of them on his side, and he's threatening the other one with the dragon. And he's like, "We'll burn you if you don't turn." And they're like, "No, we don't care. You can burn us." And he's kind of surprised that these guys are willing to die. But he actually shows a little bit of respect for them. He's like, "Oh, they're willing to die. They don't care if they get killed. They'd be great soldiers." So he's trying to convince them. And he talks to the other dude, I forget if it was the Blackwood or the Blacking, whatever the guy was, and he tells them there are other weaknesses that men have. So it seems like he's gonna get them some ladies of the night maybe to turn them to his side. I don't know what his plan exactly was, but he has this this weird smirk, Daemon smirk, and Daemon's just still at Harrenhal, and the witch is still making him go on these crazy ayahuasca weirwood trips, and Daemon just, there's a lot of Daemon in this episode, but, I love the dragon here. The dragon looked great. We also get to see, a little bit more stuff with Cole. Cole still being an asshole. He won't tell Alicent what happened because, he feels that Aegon's probably going to die and Aemon's going to be the new king, and he doesn't want to get on Aemon's bad side. We get to see Melee's head, paraded through the streets. And we actually find out in this episode when Corlys and his granddaughter are talking that Melee's originally was going to be claimed by Daemon, but Daemon wasn't able to claim that dragon, so he got Caraxes, which honestly I'm kind of glad because, like I said, I like Caraxes. I like the bloodworm. The dragon just looks super unique. But this episode was more of a setup episode. Last episode we had an action episode. This episode was more of a... Hold on, my camera's spazzing out. Was more of a another setup episode. But I think we will probably get at least one more big battle before this ends. We still have a few more episodes to go. This was episode 5. Episode 8, I think, is the last episode. and hopefully we get one big battle. I mean, we see that Jace wants to go out there and fight. We get to see him in this episode go to the phrase, and they ask for Harrenhal, and he basically agrees. We get to see him talk with Rhaenyra, and they have these two other dragons, Silverwing, and I forget the other one, that are big enough to take on Vhagar, but they have nobody to ride them, so they can't use them, which is kind of weird that you need a rider to use each dragon, because as we saw with Daenerys, she was able to command 3 dragons, so I guess Daenerys is just super special. It's why she could, not get burned by fire or whatever. She's just super magical, and the other Targaryens, like, you need to have a rider per dragon to use that dragon, so those other dragons that Rhaenyra has are kind of useless. So a lot of her advantage is kind of, she's kind of a paper tiger because she really can't use those dragons. But their plan apparently is to try to find other people with Targaryen blood, bastards that can ride those dragons. So that'll be interesting. And apparently that was something that happened in the books as well. So yeah, just want to do a quick review here. I would say this episode was a great setup episode. There was some great dialogue. A lot of good political intrigue, which is, a lot of what I like about Game of Thrones in the earlier seasons. We have a lot of that in this. I'm going to give the episode 8 out of 10, or 8.5 actually out of 10. And yeah, wherever you are, have a fantastic day, and peace out.